I'll give you that one. Yeah. I'm late. I'm sorry. Please forgive. Hello everyone. Welcome. What's going on? Rich. Hello Sausage. Jed. Gleamguard. Welcome. Craig. Daz. Whenever you're ready. Sorry everyone. It's not like me, is it? You got 2 minutes on me this week. I owe you another 2 minutes at the end of the stream. How's it going? Congrats on the proposal. Thanks very much. I'm engaged. I'm otherwise occupied. I'm previously engaged. Welcome. Late every time. Bonsoon. Welcome. Imagine being 2 minutes late, then you have to stay on stream for an extra 20 minutes. That's yeah, that's not a bad call. Have you seen those people that do the streams where I think it's called a Subathon, where people like subscribe to their channel? It's like a paid subscription, and every time someone subscribes it adds like an extra 10 or 20 minutes or whatever to the live stream, and so they end up streaming for like 24 hours or something ridiculous. Watching from Kavos. Guy, it's alright for some, innit? It's alright for some. Thanks Millhouse. Millhouse, by the way, mate, I don't know if you were here last week. This is brilliant. I love it. Thanks, Lindsay. When are we getting an interview? I think she'll pop in a bit. Say hello. Stephen, LC, welcome. Matt, I need your help, man. I've been... By the way, the announcement, the title of the stream, that's not it. It's not the... It's not about the engagement. Matt, I need to screencast, man, and I can't do it. I'm trying to get my phone on the computer, and like every tutorial I've watched, it should do it. It should be able to do it, but my Pixel 9, for whatever reason, doesn't show it. So I'm like at my wit's end with it. My absolute wit's end. I wanted to show you guys our new app that we've been working on, because it's like we're about a week away from launch, and I thought you guys might want to give it a go. We've got like a 7-day free trial on the app, so I thought you might want to have a little look. I up my old fruit bats. Welcome, Bee's Knees. I saw your van going around the other day, mate. Saw you bopping around Redditch. Phone link don't work. It just don't work. There's nothing on there that says cast. Honestly, I've tried Google Home. Apparently you can do it with Google Home, but it doesn't show up for me. Everything it tells me to do, I follow the instructions, and there's just no icon to say cast or screen mirror or whatever. Oh, thanks, Anthony. Anthony. How did you find the flat surface cleaner on blocks today? It was crap. I didn't try very hard, to be fair. That one was 25 degrees, because I was doing the tarmac as well. It was just on 25-degree nozzles, 200 bar. Could have probably got more flow out of it. I just didn't turn up the machine. You know what I mean? Thanks for reminding me about the app. I need to end it or I'll be charged. Yes. Thank you for testing it, by the way. You have to let me know what you thought. Evening from Milton Keynes. Steve's still knocking out the jet washing. I've done at least two each week. For 2 months, your quote system works great. Oh, awesome, Patrick. That's very cool. Very cool to hear. Glad it's up to your standards. I did the Cedars. Welcome, mate. How's it going? Yeah, I just had a little tickle with the flat surface cleaner today. Nothing too crazy. It was just a minor tickle. I knew it wasn't going to get the weeds out because the weeds were deep rooted. They were quite thick. I ended up just turboing all this, but it gets the surface of the blocks clean. It didn't get any of the moss out. If it was 15-degree jets, I reckon smaller surface cleaner, maybe bar closer to the ground. Revs turned up. I could have definitely got better out of it if I'd have tried. It's just I was doing the tarmac as well, so there's really no point. Drop down to an 18-inch, that's what she said. Does anyone fancy meeting me at the Moasure are doing a demo day? If you go to moasure.co.uk, next week, I believe it is. Is it next week? See this little banner here, Moasure Live Demo Day. So if you, for those of you that don't know, I use this to measure up all my jobs. Go out to a quote. You know, your block paved drives, your patios and stuff. This is like super accurate measuring tool, and I use it to plot out all my jobs, and then I just apply my pricing structure to it. It's really easy. If you don't have one and you've been contemplating getting one, and you want to know whether it's sorry, I've just realised Macintosh's little banner's still up at the bottom of the screen. Is it on that one as well? No. If you want to try before you buy, if you're not sure whether it's going to benefit your business or not, they're doing a live demo day, and I'm going to be there all day, just playing around with it, meeting people, and yeah, if anyone fancies it, it's 1st of July. When's that? It's next week. It's Tuesday next week. It'll be a good opportunity to get hands on with it. I wonder if they're doing like food. Do I need to bring a little packed lunch or something? I don't know. I'm sure they'll do some coffee or something at least. But yeah, I think it'd be cool. You can book a slot 9 AM till 11, 11 till 1, 1 till 3, or 3 till 5. And I think it's at their HQ in Kenilworth. Stoneleigh Park. Is Stoneleigh Park near where the cleaning expo is? I don't think it's the same place, but I think it's quite local to it. Yeah, if anyone fancies that, you should let me know. We'll do a little meet up. Same place as the expo. So yeah, I think it's local. Yeah. Can I have your old Moasure? No. Little Beefcake, welcome. Any tips what to do next? Just bought a second-hand Honda GX 390, 15 litre per minute. Any tips what to do next? I mean, start using it. Start doing friends and family. Check DM on Discord for screen stuff. Okay, thank you. The app is really good. I'm just not making enough to justify paying it at the moment. The Discord gives me so much info, I could justify it. Okay, understood. Thank you. I love the feed. This is the sort of feedback I need. Obviously, if probably not the best time of year to be promoting an app, a quoting tool, while everyone's quiet. But at the end of the day, I sort of made it for me. It was for... I've downloaded like different tools, different CRMs and stuff, and I feel like I open them and they're so overwhelming and there's so much to like set up. It's a bit too much for me. Like I'm good at the sales and promoting the service. I'm good at doing the job itself, but when it comes to paperwork and like accounts, anything with regards to admin, and I really struggle. And I fall off. That's my biggest downfall, to the point where I'm thinking about getting an admin assistant just to help out with everything, because I know, you know that feeling when you know there's so much that needs doing on the back end, sort of behind the scenes. There's people that you need to respond to. There's receipts that I need to put on the system. or just like keeping up with the accounts and stuff. Yeah, there's quotes I need to do, there's visits I need to book, there's products I need to order, and I'm just on the tools constantly, and it's just too much for me, I think. But I'm so conscious that if I were to employ someone now to be an admin assistant, I feel like over the winter it's going to be pretty quiet and there's not going to be much for them to do. Even day to day, all I'm talking about really is getting the admin stuff caught up with and just maintained. I think the bulk of the work will be like in the first month. And then once it's caught up, it just needs to be maintained then. And then the amount of inquiries that come in per day, it's maybe like, at the moment, it's maybe like 2 or 3 inquiries per day. And that just involves giving them a call back or booking a survey. But just knowing that someone's doing that immediately, as soon as that inquiry comes in, it's not sitting in my mind, it's not in my brain. Because I see the emails come through to say you've got a new inquiry, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to get on that till tonight. And tonight I'm streaming, and then I've got to order this and that, and it's like sometimes I'm not getting to these inquiries for a couple of days. And to be fair, most of them are like, yeah, thanks for responding. Yeah, happy to go ahead with the quote and all this sort of stuff. And it's like, it's been 2 days since you got in touch. Like, did you not get any other quotes, sort of thing? I feel like asking them, like, are you not interested in getting other quotes? You're happy to just wait for me? Because generally, when it comes to like leads, you're sort of supposed to get to them within like 30 seconds in the sales world, because else, you know, you've got to strike while the iron's hot and sort of get them at the point of, you've got to get them at the point of most need, I think it is. I've been listening to Alex or Moasure. At the point of you know, biggest need. What's Matt saying? Let's have a look, Matt. Pixel 9, you can do the swipe down where you see the Bluetooth, torch, Wi-Fi settings. Look for quick settings. Cast. I've got cast, and my PC doesn't pop up in that cast thing. I can see my Chromecast. I can see my Google Home thing in the kitchen, my speaker, but I can't see my PC. And the Reflector app, I think you need to pay for it. I was just sort of avoiding paying for the Reflector app, really, and it looked a bit dodgy when I went to look at it. So basically, the point in the app is to take the pressure off the admin stuff, and also, since I've started this business, and Ryan from Curbside will tell me off, I've not taken any of my customers' details down. I've got them in the calendar. So when I'm doing a job, I book the customer in the calendar. There's, you know, it's their name, their address, phone number, and the quote. But then once that's passed, if I want to find that person's details again, I need to go back through the calendar or like search keywords to try and remember what their street address was and all that sort of stuff. And it's just clunky, and there's I've not got a list of customers, basically. I don't want to use a CRM because they're all they seem quite bloated and stuff, and lots of features that I'm never going to use. And they come with a high price tag every month. And so I've designed this app. I've been working with a very, very talented developer. He's absolutely brilliant to work with. I literally just feed him my ideas. And he's like, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. And within a couple of days, he's got like a working concept. It's like, wow, that's so impressive. So I'm really looking forward to showing you lot. It's on the App Store now. What I'd like to do is like walk you through just when you first open the app up. It's very, very simple, and that's the whole idea of it, was to be simple. So if anyone did want to try it, you get a 7-day free trial. If you go on the Google Play Store, it's only on Android at the moment, but it's called Upsell. And it's this one here. You can see because it's smelt. And it's my little logo here. and then you can just install it. And it's early access because there's a few little tweaks I want to make before we launch next week, and we're going to be constantly just adding features and quality of life stuff. I don't want to bloat it out with loads of unnecessary stuff that only a few people will make use of and make it. I don't want it to be complicated. I want it to be like exactly what I need. So that's the thing, is like I'm designing it for me, and hopefully someone else finds it useful as well. Seven-day free trial. Just give it a go, and if it's not something you plan on continuing with, just obviously remember to cancel the trial at the end, else it'll charge you. I think we're doing £5 a month. Do you have link for iPhone to join Discord? I'll put it. It's on my YouTube profile. If you go onto my YouTube channel, and then here, it's just here. Look, if you click on more on the description of my main channel, it's just here, and that'll prompt you to be able to join the Discord. Circle members and above get access to the whole Discord. Congratulations to you both. Thank you. Hello Darren, welcome. Sausage Fest 2.0. I can't remember what date we did it last year. Sort your shit out and lock in a date, alright. Oh, Cedars have started window cleaning. You got a new setup, haven't you? Have you got it on your Facebook? Oh, my neck is killing. I've been sat in this chair like most of the afternoon doing admin stuff, and Cedars exterior. There you are. Window cleaning, call now. 4 weekly, 8 weekly, one-off cleans. Oh, is this it? You got a discount code for Pure Freedom. That's a cool little trolley. That is, look how diddy that is. That's very cute. Oh, I can't skip ahead now. Damn it. Do you see the trolley? It's like a little baby one. I'm getting a little plastic toy pressure washer for Sophie's nephew for his birthday, because he's obsessed with pressure washing now that he's been watching my YouTube channel, which is cute. Is this the one that you've got, Cedars? You've been upselling each customer. I'll be dead before I start a window cleaning round. I'm not going to make a comment. Can you send me a link to the app? I can try. There you go, I've just put it in the chat. Nick, welcome. You're right, mate. This Mate, this block magic job that we've been doing is kind of killing me. I just went back today. For anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, it's the latest video on my channel. I went back today and the guy, I think I could blend it in, but if I get there, he obviously sent me those 2 pictures. For that, let me just put it up for those of you who don't know. We've done the job. It's took us like 4 days in total, 4 visits. We've done the job, and it's this one here. And he's then, after a couple of days, he sort of noticed that there's a few. He thought it was sun. He thought it was just like reflections from the windows and stuff. But if you look in some areas, we've gone in too thick. We've not rolled the product out enough, and so these areas where we've left it on too thick, it's dried like a slightly lighter color, I guess. And it sucks because if I put another coat on now, or if I try and blend it in, I risk covering over the silver sand. Oh, and so it's like all that money he's spent on this hard setting sand, and it being like a pretty silvery sparkly sand, if we just put another coat on, it's going to cover it all up. And yes, it's hard setting sand and it's going to do its job, but you're not going to get that contrast with the joints. So I looked on the Smart Seal website and they said if you sand first and then seal, it almost kind of looks a little bit unnatural. It gives like an unnatural finish, which I don't want. But the app says it's a 3-minute free trial. Are you sure? That's probably because it's in its early access testing phase. I think because it's an open test, it says that, but it won't charge you at the end of the 3 minutes, I don't think. We've been testing it for like a week and no one's flagged that issue. Use a short pile roller, you won't get the paint on the sand. I was thinking that, I'm just trying to blend it. But then if I do accidentally get it, if I go on slightly too thick and I do accidentally get it in a few of the joints, it's just going to look really uneven. And the customer just said, like, I'm not bothered about the different coloured sand. I think it's fine. If you do another coat. And I was like, okay, that's probably going to be the easiest solution if you don't care about the colour of the joints. He went, yeah, just do it. And so I've just ordered some more sealer. Basically, this job, it had about 600 quid's worth of sealer. And then probably a few hundred quid's worth of that hard setting sand. And I was hoping with that sealer I could do 1 coat. But I forgot to... I didn't forget. I didn't mix it enough. That first coat we didn't mix. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do you want to come say hi to everyone? They're all saying congrats.
What did I say then?
What?
You said thank you so much and I said thank you.
Yeah, you told me thank you for bringing me a coffee. Come on. Come say hello to the gang. The gang. Show them that little crustacean you got on your finger. That little crust. That stone. That absolute rock. Look at that. Woo-wee. It's not going to focus. She's mine now, guys.
No, we don't take it.
So we didn't mix the first coat, so I essentially wasted a whole coat of sealer and virtually wasted about 600 quid's worth of sealer on that first coat because it wasn't mixed. It just came out super patchy. And I wasted a day as well. So it's not only the cost of the sealer, but it's the cost of applying it and it being a waste. And the rollers and all that sort of stuff. And so I had to order like another £460 worth of sealer, I think it was. to do another coat. We mixed this one this time, but as you can see, we've applied it a little too thick in some areas and not rolled it out. So now I've had to order even more sealer to do a third coat. Again, a third unnecessary coat. If we'd have just done it well the first time, I could have probably avoided all this. But you live, you learn. The customer has offered to pay for the materials, for the extra materials. He's like, if it needs 3 coats, that's what it needs. Just charge me for it. And I was like, that's very, very kind of him, but it doesn't seem that fair, does it? If I'd have just done it properly the first time. Tax write-off. What do we think?
Marriage allowance.
You're a VAT controller, what are you? Finance controller.
Credit controller.
Credit controller. So you should know this sort of stuff. Is that tax deductible?
What do you think?
Thanks, MT. You can use a roller tray so you don't get any runs. Yeah, that's sort of what we did.
Tagged and bagged.
I was thinking like dunk the roller, roll it back in the tray so you don't have much product on the roller itself, and then just sort of lightly skim over the surface with like a short pile roller or something. But I just think if we mess it up in any one little point, it's going to make the rest of the drive look quite odd. So I'm just wondering if we just go all in and just do another coat over the whole lot. It'll be an experiment. We do you use so much time to resand? Oh, hang on. Why do you use so much time to resand? I just do it fast and quickly, and I use the blower after for 3 minutes to remove the stripes. Jonas, you should send me a picture, mate. If you think I'm sort of too slow, I think we get a really good result. The reason we do it like the reason we're like super precise about it is because it looks great at the end every time, and I'm not wasting loads of sand by just blowing it into the road, you know what I mean? Finally made an honest woman of her. These knees. Saw him the other day, didn't we?
I was going to say that with some driving.
Jake's after the marriage allowance on his self-assessment. 2 people have said that now. Is that actually a thing?
What does that mean?
Hi, Jake. Put the stuff down as a wedding present for somebody. What does that mean?
That stuff.
Oh, the sealer, the extra sealer. Yeah.
No chance.
That's a good idea. I feel your pain. Did 100 meters repointing. Had to return 8 times. Hoping to get it done in 3 days. 8 visits for one job. Titan doesn't like the heat. What did you do? Did it dry on the surface? They've put a weather warning out. Nexus have put a weather warning. On their website, look, warm weather warning. Please be aware. Will reduce working times. Because I think probably a lot of people have been getting caught out. I've got two repointing jobs this week on my own because Jakey's on holiday, and we were going to do them last week, but we got caught up with this sealing job, and I didn't want to do it in the blistering heat that we had because I just knew it was going to be a nightmare, and I didn't need that to sort of add to the list of things that were going wrong. Did you follow the rules? 1 month's salary minimum for the ring. No comment. She doesn't know how much the ring cost, and I'm not going to tell her on the live stream. Please give him some of his own medicine and turn up late. I was 2 minutes late for the live stream, and everyone's saying late.
You had so long to prepare as well.
I did not. I was trying to sort out my screen mirroring.
Yeah.
And I was sorting out the camera, I've got there's lots to set up here. There's lots you don't see behind the scenes, Soph.
I do see it because I'm here.
This is a huge operation.
Huge.
Watch the laptop doesn't overheat on the bed. That's crazy that you just said that, because that's why I've shut it.
Yeah, because you didn't just read it.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I just promise you I didn't.
Yeah. I read it about 5 minutes ago.
That's crazy. What's that you're drinking? We've got 0% Pilsner from Aldi. Cheers. Congrats. Happy engagement. And then we've also got the black coffee as well.
In the nice mug I bought you.
I'm doing that Moasure thing on Tuesday. Did I tell you about it?
Tomorrow?
No, next week.
Oh, I was going to say. The day thing?
Yeah.
You probably should tell me about that before.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's hilarious. You can actually transfer 1,260 to me, and it reduces your tax.
Why?
That's it, just marriage allowance.
I can send you 1,200 quid and it's tax deductible. Why?
It comes off your tax.
Does it say why? Look at you, your eyebrows just went right up, didn't they?
Well, you should just put it into a savings pot.
I'm assuming that Soph earns too much to use up in her personal allowance. Marriage allowance lets you transfer unused personal allowance from your spouse. Do you earn too much?
I don't know what too much is.
She's
Probably
a
not.
bit of a part-timer.
I'm only part-time.
5-day-a-week part-timer. I don't think you're too slow, mate. Just for optimization, I do use a little more sand, but I buy it in big bags. 1.5 ton, it's much cheaper. Costs about £3 more. Jonas, you're buying kiln-dried sand by the ton in like a bulk bag. Do you have to store it indoors? Have you got like a space where you can? I didn't even know you could buy it in bulk bags. I thought it was just on pallets of like 20 kilogram bags. That's pretty interesting. Seen them rings in the 20p machine last week. You got me. Why did you say yes? Like, who in their right mind says yes to someone with a name Jack? You don't know this, but there's a running joke. Someone called me Jack in the stream, and then everyone just latched onto that, and now my name's Jack, apparently.
Lots of customers call you Jack, though, don't they?
Yeah, lots of customers call me Luke. Thanks, Exterior Essentials. Cash converters. What chemicals do you use to clean block paving? Generally, you get a good result just by pressure washing. But I have started in the last 12 months. I have started just sanitizing the surface with sodium hypochlorite. Generally a weak mix, maybe like 1 to 6, 1 to 5, with like a 15% base solution. Black spots, might want to go in a little bit hotter in those areas where there's like lots of black spots. Oil stains, generally like Synergy from Pure Seal, or No Nonsense Degreaser from Screwfix. What are you laughing at? Oh,
sorry. I didn't
Jesus, you don't understand the operations that are going on here. This is a very technical setup.
Shut up.
The ring was free. Us suckers in the Discord bought it. It didn't actually come out of any of that. It didn't come out of the business at all. That's not true.
You literally told me that it came out of the business.
I was gonna pay for it with cash, but then I forgot to put the cash back in the account. Did I tell you that the cash point swallowed my card today?
Yeah.
I went to get a haircut.
But you have been given another card. Shall I go find it?
Yes, please. I only had 10 quid in my wallet, and he wanted 14 for this. He does a good job, to be fair. He went a bit high this time. See how high he's gone there?
I had to pluck your ears as well.
Yeah. You know when they leave hair on the top of your ears? Went to the cash point. There was this like error message on the screen. You know, when you used to get like a blue screen on your old PC, and it would like drag loads of the same window across the screen. It was that on the cash point, and I thought, like, I said to the guy, "Has this been like hacked or something?" And he said, "No, it's just the screen's broke, but you can still sort of navigate around it." I was like, "Oh, okay."
That sounds great. That sounds dodgy.
I put my card in, put my pin in, pressed 20 quid, and it just went nope. Swallowed the card and printed a receipt saying £20 declined. But I think it said card expired. But like, don't swallow it. Just tell me. You know what I mean?
Oh, at least you don't have to cut it up now.
12,570 is personal allowance for most people. Oh, before it's taxed. Yeah. You earn more than that, didn't you?
Yeah. You could still send me money though.
Nah, you're good. I had to rebuy Sonia's as we were extremely poor when we got hitched. Rebuy. So like, you bought the ring,
cash converted,
pawned it, and then bought it back. Soph looks so pretty. Give us a smile. Go on, Soph. Give him that creepy smile that you did to me earlier. it was worse than that.
Yeah.
I reversed image the ring. Big shot, and he didn't. It was a blurry thing.
Jacques.
Oh god, I've lost it. Thanks, Dave. Marriage allowance used to be a good thing back in the 80s, not so much now both partners work. Oh, okay. I buy in bulk. It costs 175 quid for 1.5 tons of kiln dried sand. Always have sand at home, so I just drive home, waiting for it to dry, grab something to eat, load up, and drive to the job again. How is it stored? Is it in one of them big bulk bags then? I buy it in bulk. And so you've got like a garage or a unit or something where you store it. And are you like shoveling it into a container, or how do you move it from the storage into your van? You know what I mean? Sent you the link on WhatsApp. Where you going? Did I upset you? I was only talking about bulk bags. She's gone. She's had enough. Pure freedom. Oh, here it is.
Not that difficult to find.
Oh, good job. Maybe don't show it on stream. Stevie Wonder School of Barbering, how dare you? Ooh. Is that like a low profile tank? Or is it a little upright tank? I can't tell. Nice little hose reel. 900 quid just for the hose reel, probably. It's in the price of these hose reels. I've never had a good... I mean, that's for like the little... I suppose that'll be for the little 8mm hose, but I've never had a good low pressure hose reel. Thank you. You could pop it in there if you wouldn't mind. Fill the spot that... Look, it's missing a...
Is it annoying that it's a different number? A different card number?
No.
It's not?
The long one might be.
Oh no, the account details. What's on that?
Discord paid for the ring and Upsell's going to pay for the wedding. Does Jake ever put his hands in his own pocket? I've started a pressure washing company around 4 months ago. What advice would you give me? And what is the best way to get customers and expand? It's a very broad question, mate. I get a lot of emails and messages from people saying, I've just started up. What advice would you give me? And it's like, what, you know, what do you want to know? The whole first maybe like 10 videos on my channel was aimed at people that had just started. So I'd probably start there, just watch the beginning, watch the first 10 videos on my channel, and I think that'll give you like a good head start. But my advice is always just start doing jobs for friends and family. Take photos of every single thing you do. Take photos of your new equipment. Take photos of you out and about. Set up your social media pages, so your Instagram and Facebook mainly. Start posting those before and afters to your social media. Make sure you tag your area so that other people in your area will be targeted by that content. Post stories, just little videos of you out and about. I've been really like, I never used to post stories at all, ever. In the last 12 months or so, I've just been hammering the stories. I've just been like, well, I don't need to edit them. I just film like 15 seconds of what we're doing at the time, upload it straight onto Instagram. That uploads it automatically to Facebook as well. I'm getting like 1,000 views on every single story.
You do love a good story, don't you?
Yeah, sometimes I'm posting like 6-7 stories a day. 1,000 views on each one. And that it converts. It converts into inquiries, which is crazy. I never thought they'd be like that powerful. And again, you tag your location, and those little jobs that you're doing for your friends and family, get them to share those jobs. Or when you post a picture of that job, share it on your Facebook and your Instagram, so that all their friends see it, and then you'll get work from them. And just be consistent. The main thing is consistency. People think, I bought all this equipment and now the phone's going to start ringing with customers. And it just doesn't happen. Nothing's changed. You haven't changed anything other than buying that equipment. Here he is. So you need to sort of tell people, you need to start telling people that you exist, because no one knows that you exist. No one knows you've just started a business. So you need to start shouting about it. You know what I mean? Our first ring was 200 quid. I mean, that's not a bad price for a ring. Get a good
199.99.
get a good ring for 200 quid. It's in my garage and I shovel it into buckets. That is interesting. That is very interesting. Sophie's mum is just about to get some, like, you know, the ding-a-linger garage doors. You drive up to the drive and you ding-a-ling it, and the garage door goes roller shutter style, high security style. She's about to get some of them, and it's like a double garage. And I said, can I rent? Like, I need some more space, because the side of the house, like down the alley, it's not an alley, but down the side of the house, it's like just rammed full of my stuff. Surface cleaners, barrels of chemicals, brushes, gutter vac. I've got my big gutter vacuum, and I've got an upside down wheelbarrow over the top of it to stop it getting rained on, because there's no room in the shed. And so I said, like, can I, instead of me paying for a unit, I'd rather give you some money. Can I clear out half your garage, fill it with racking, get one of them blippers, and so we can just start there in the morning instead of loading up the van here, load up the van there. And I was thinking, the whole point in the story was, I was thinking we can just order a pallet of kiln dried sand, shove it in the garage. So I've always got a pallet of sand. Come on, people, hit the like. 76 people here and only 5 likes. Yeah, you tell them, Millhouse. Andy, welcome. Defo watched the first videos. It's due to Jake and his advice that I'm doing this in my spare time. Fingers crossed soon it'll become a change of career going full time. Nice. Get Fit for Life, welcome. Empty exterior, that's good to hear. Oh dearie me. Did anyone see the falch? I hate that word. Joseph Specky. He's got one of them falch. They're massive turbos. Have a bit of that.
Ooh.
That turbo nozzle, instead of having 1 point that rotates super fast, it's got 5 points. And I think the whole end of it spins as well. I can't remember. It's called a falch point speed. £1,800 just for the nozzle. And I think you have to service it like every 6 months or something. You have to get falch to service it, which costs money. He ended up blowing the pointing out of that patio though. I feel like with that, is it just like Indian sandstone? I mean, a little bit overkill for that particular job. I'd have just probably lightly surface cleaned it and just put loads of hypo down.
Yeah, a big block came out then.
I mean, cool video though. What an absolute weapon. I like the idea of those lances. I'm seeing more and more people use these lances that have got 2 nozzles on the end. And that trigger that he's holding on the side, you can rotate it to put less water, for example, through the falch, and it'll put some other. It'll divide the water and send it to the other nozzle. So if you're like, say you're rinsing down with like a 15-degree nozzle, and you've got all the water, all the pressure, rinsing the driveway, and then you want to rinse some windows or like a smaller technical area, you can rotate that, and it'll send it to the other nozzle that might have like lower pressure, higher flow, and you got a bit more control, and then you just turn it and it turns back up again, which I thought was cool. He has 30 litre per minute machine, doesn't he? I doubt with a 21 litre per minute that will work well. I'm sure you could spec one of those nozzles to work with a 21 litre per minute machine. I bet you could. I bet there's no reason why not. You just got to have smaller orifi. What's the plural of orifices? Orifi, it's got to be in it.
I just don't think you should use that word in plurals.
I see Curbside has gotten a bigger unit. They were chatting about it the other day. Maybe you need to think of something like that for space.
Or just a bigger house.
Well, we're planning on moving next year. My idea of the ideal house would be tiny house, living room, open plan kitchen, 1 bedroom, kids sleep in.
1 bedroom.
Yeah, kids sleep in the loft.
Okay, now you're thinking big.
And
with a massive shed.
Massive, just
Garage.
like unit on the side of it.
And so you have all that space.
Yeah, and it's for like all the cars, all the sick cars we're gonna have, all the classics, and then just a workshop.
Yeah, cool.
Is that all right?
Sound.
I don't want to be paying like £1,000 a month for a unit. How much are units? They're like upwards of 500 quid a month, aren't they, for a unit to rent? I haven't looked into it. I'm just assuming. I don't want to pay that. No way.
Where I'm going.
Okay. Thanks for the coffee.
Was this sitting with you enough?
Yeah, you're not on the clock. I was just wondering if you wanted to pop in and say hi to everyone. Yeah, share the good news. You know.
Do I get paid for this?
I'll pay you for
Half an hour of my life?
15 minutes. I'll pay you for.
How much is 15? Your 1,200 allowance?
I would like you to do my receipts soon, though, please.
Yeah, I'll text Kate.
Thank you. Soph and her sister have been doing my receipts. Did you do it once or twice?
Once.
And you did a bloody good job.
Spider-Man.
Such a weight lifted. Just having someone else do it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Knowing that you're sort of competent as well. Like, you're probably not going to mess it up.
Pretty competent. Incontinent, but competent.
Don't say that because people will latch onto that thinking it's true. That's the best way I've been picking off a pallet in the garage since the start of the year. No more annoying multiple trips to merchants. Yeah, the weekly trip to Travis Perkins is annoying. Talking to that guy behind the till with his stupid moustache. What?
It's not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's a really silly thing to do, isn't it?
What? He knows he's a knob and he doesn't like me. It's fine. He's not going to be watching this, is he?
Doesn't matter.
He's a knob, right?
Someone might that knows him.
He thinks he's so good at his job, and he's so cocky with it, and he's so loud, and he's like, can't do it for that, can't do it for that, I can do it for, and it's like, mate, I've been paying the same price since I've been coming here. You're all of a sudden new, and now you can't do that price. Like you're in, like you have any form of control whatsoever. Oh, I can't do that. Can't do it for that. I can do it for. It's like, mate, shut up. Get me someone else. Oh, he really winds me up. And he's you know, one of those people that don't say hello to you. He's busy. He's just busy doing stuff. And he's on the computer and he's talking to someone. And then he's scanning your stuff. And he's still talking to them. And he's like, £25, please. And he just does it. He doesn't say bye to you. And he's just doing his own thing. And it's like, amazing customer service. Thank you so much. I love coming here.
So send that to Kate.
Yeah. You know them people? And he's got a stupid moustache.
Right.
And he's got this modern mullet. And he's got the most annoying face for a modern mullet. Jakey pulls off the modern mullet because he looks good. But this guy's got this stupid moustache. And he's just got the one of them faces that you just want to...
Alright, shot.
There go. There goes your trade price, Jake. I've been asking them for months, can you do me the quote so I don't have to tell you this is what I normally pay? They always say, I'll put it on a quote so that you don't have to keep asking. They say it every time. I'll send the quote to head office and it'll just be on your account. That'll just be what you pay. And then I come in and they charge me full whack. Every time I'm like, I normally pay a little bit less than that. And it's this really awkward interaction where I'm suddenly like bartering with them about the cost of sand. And it's like, just get me the police. Can I just speak to the person that served me last week? Because I didn't have to do this back and forth with him. Or send the quote to head office. Like you said you've done it 5 times now. Has the announcement happened? I've launched an app, Manny. We've launched an app. Myself and a very talented developer. It's on the App Store. It's called Upsell. You can see it here.
I thought the announcement was about us. That's Raven.
It's not about us.
Bye.
See you later.
Peace out.
Thanks for the coffee.
What do you say?
Sorry.
No.
I love you.
Thank you.
Wow. Was that in your eye? Oh, your head. Just whacked herself off the lamp.
Bye.
Yeah, just let me know what you want me to say.
What to?
Well, instead of saying what do you say, just tell me what I need to say, and then we can get this done a lot quicker next time. Here's the app. It's called Upsell. I didn't even talk about what it was. It's a quoting tool with a customer database sort of bolted onto the side of it. So it's essentially a calculator. You put your price list in. I wish I could cast my phone to the screen so we could do the whole thing. But you put your price list in. You can account for everything. So you could do travel per mile. You could do roof cleaning. Maybe you have one price for like a steep roof, one price for a medium, and one price for a shallow. In fact, what would that be? Say I'm doing £8 per square metre, but I'm timesing it by 1.2 for a shallow pitch. So my shallow roof would be £9.60 per square metre. So I don't have to do the whole calculation every time now. I can just say, okay, is it shallow? Is it steep? Is it in between? And then like a steep roof would be like 8 times 1.5, £12 per square metre. So that sounds about right. Cool. You can charge for chemical use. So I could add like an extra £1 per square metre on for hypo, for example. Or £1.50 per square metre for like a return biocide visit. And this, I'm hoping this will be useful for like anyone who's in any kind of service-based business that offers multiple services. Sophie's brother was talking to me about it the other day, and he's like, I could use it for, because he's like an alarm installer, and he does like cameras, and I think he does light fittings as well. He said like I could do it for like a switch. I could say my switches cost me £1.50 per switch. Add the labour on to install it, whatever that is, and then you can just add it onto the quote. So you can call it, you can type in your quantity. So I've got 20 switches, and that's going to be this much money. You can say you need some light fittings as well. You're going to go for a large camera package. That's this. I think the most powerful thing, the thing that's made me be able to just do a quick and easy quote, is just having like a price list. And I'd recommend, even if you're not interested in the app whatsoever, having a price list is, I think it's so important. Having some sort of structure for your roof cleaning, for your gutter clearing. So this doesn't have to be per square metre or per foot or per metre or whatever. You make this unit up. So you could do per side for like gutter clearing. You could do per window if you're doing like window cleaning and stuff. You can have multiple different prices for different size windows. Great for commercial customers. Great for just walking around a property. I'm not in any danger. What's Soph saying? Great for just like walking around a property with the customer, saying, you know, have you thought about your decking? What about your gutters? Did you need your gutters clearing while we're here? Because, you know, you might as well do it while we're here if you only have it done once a year or whatever. It'll be cheaper if you have it done now. And you can just add that service on in the quoting stage. You could also put a discount on it. So in the latest update, we've given you the ability here to put a discount on different services. So instead of putting a discount on the whole bill, you can just discount individual services, which I think is cool. That could be a selling point, and it comes up on the invoice as well. So you could say, if you go for the block paving and the patio, I'll give you 15% off the gutter clearing, for example. And you can export all these to a quote, and you can export them to an invoice as well. You've got customer profiles. So there's on here, these are old pictures, but there's price list, quotes, and now there's a customer profile screen as well, where you can set up each customer. Even if you're not with them, you can just set it up with basic information before you get there, and then it's much easier and quicker to just quickly put together a quote because you'd already have all these details pre-input for you. And you can track sort of which quotes you're winning. You can track how much each customer has spent with you. In the future, I'm looking to, we'll hopefully be able to attach photos and notes to customers' profiles as well, which I think will be very cool, very handy. So if you haven't served this customer in like 2 years, but they come back to you and they want something doing, you can just look at their profile. Oh yeah, that's what it looked like. Oh, the rear patio was 60 square meters. Cool. All right. Pricing's changed a little bit since then, but we can just update it. I think it's super simple, Super easy to use, but very powerful. Quick and easy to make these quotes. And most importantly, it keeps track of all your customers, keeps all your customers in one place. That's my 30-second elevator pitch that took 10 minutes. It's on the App Store, called Upsell. 7-day free trial. Have a play, see what you think, and please just give me some feedback on it. Even if you don't intend to use it going forward, it'd be very cool if I could get some feedback on it. Oh, YouTube's going to his head. What are we talking about, Darren? 30k a year at PWS Towers plus now Unit 3. 30 grand a year. I mean, it's a big unit though, that is. I'm talking about a little one. I'd only need like a garage size unit. A single car garage size. PWS is literally Narnia. Congrats, Soph. If you're in trouble, blink twice. I pay my uncle £50 a month for his garage in a gated block. It's a blessing when seeing how much units are around Birmingham. Yeah, particularly Birmingham as well, yeah. Would some sort of... would a unit be tax deductible? Yeah. Go 2s up on a unit. Ooh, bee's knees. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all. Popped into PWS the other week for a look around. Ended up leaving with a new machine and some other bits. Managed to fit it all in my car. The van was in the garage. That's what happens when you go to PWS Towers, mate. Darren's an absolute salesman, and he makes it look easy. He sells to you without selling to you. He just says like, "Hey, this is cool, isn't it? Have a look at this." It's like, "Oh, I need one of them." Well, you can have one. You can have one today. Don't go in there with your credit card. Small house use garage, yeah. Yeah, the Fouch things have been around for a while. I would love to show the setup I run with sand and the rest of the equipment. We could have a short Discord call if you'd like to see it. Yeah, at some point, mate. Yeah, sure. That'd be cool. I had a Fouch skater. Not enough litres per minute on my 21 to power it properly. Does that say skater? Do you mean like a flat surface cleaner? A lot of people call those skaters. H2O Restorations in Bromsgrove call them skaters. They make a turbo nozzle that costs 6 grand. Really? Maintenance on those things are crazy. Just have it delivered to your door on a pallet. Yeah, that's the worry. Like, you know, when they deliver the sand, do they have like a pump truck to move it into your garage, or do they just leave it on the drive? Because that could get... Imagine they just plonk it on the drive, and then you've got like a couple of ton of sand just sat there. You have to decant it individually. What do you pay? Mine was £3.70, £3.70 including VAT last month. This month it was £4.40 including VAT. Yeah, they said it had gone up. So it has recently gone up company-wide. But way before that, this guy was just like trying to negotiate with me every time I went in. I'm like, just give me someone else to talk to, man. You just pull a random price out of thin air every time I see you. I'm paying now £3.90 plus VAT since the price increase, which I think's still really good compared to £7.50 from Wix and B&Q. £195 for 63 bags. Not amazing, not terrible. Who wears the pants? That'll be so... What do you mean? We both have one leg in the pants. Jake, could you show me which extension reel you use for the GVS 3600? I've been advertising before buying the kit, got a few jobs, ready to buy the stuff. Manny, that's awesome. That's the way to do it. We discussed this before about upselling to your current customers a service that you intend to offer later on in the year, but you don't have the money to buy the kit yet, or whatever. You can get these people booked in. Start doing it now. If you're doing pressure washing work and you're fairly new to the industry, chances are that work is not going to be there over the winter, and you're going to need to diversify with either conservatory cleaning, fascia and soffit washing, window cleaning, gutter vacuuming. If you haven't got the equipment yet, start telling your customers, I'm going to be offering gutter clearing towards the winter. Can I get you booked in? All of a sudden, you can go from no jobs in November to having 10 to 20 gutter vacuum jobs lined up for 1 week. You know what I mean? And once you've got them booked in, you know that that's going to be a solid investment. You know you're going to make your money back on that equipment within 5 or 6 jobs, if it's gutter vacuuming, for example. It's a really, really clever way of doing it, I think. And it's obviously it's not rocket science, and I'm sure other people have thought about it long before me, but I just think me and Rich spoke about it, and I thought that was such a good idea. Even pressure washing, if you're a window cleaner and you think, I can't afford all the kit right now, but like January, February, start of the year, start letting your customers know, I'm going to buy a pressure washer. I'm going to get myself set up. Are you interested in a quote? Get them a quote on their patio or on their drive. Get them booked in there and then. Give them a price and get them booked in. And give yourself like a month or two to fill your calendar with pressure washing work before you even have to invest in any of the kit. It's such a good method. Right, what did you ask? The extension lead for the triple motor. It's the big chunky one. They've changed them now since I bought mine. Ooh, okay. It's 25 meter. It was the spenny one. It was that one, I think. Is that the chunky one? Heavy duty, built to last, thermal cut off, prevent overheating, make sure it's unwound. Yeah, that's the one. It's like chunky, super thick cable. I'm glad it looks like they've put it on a thicker reel, because the reel that I have, the cable sort of barely fits on the reel when you wind it in. That looks like a slightly bigger reel, and it's definitely a different frame as well to what I've got, I think. Maximum unwound is, yeah, over 3000 watts. Oh wait, 3600 watts my vacuum is, isn't it? So it can't be that one. Is it a different one? Is Julia here? Julia sometimes watches in the background. She lurks occasionally. 16 amp one? Oh, but that's the one with the... I didn't want those sockets on it. See, that one's only 3120 watt as well, so that can't be. Heavy duty extension reel. Is it this one? I can see why you got confused now. Splash proof. Doesn't say how many watts it's capable of. I don't know, mate. This isn't the one I bought, but it could be. It could work. I'm not sure. Sorry. 30 litre per minute of the sauce is wild. Probably one for Daz to answer. I've got a job coming up. Water pressure's 30 plus litres per minute. Is this going to cause any issues going straight into my Parker with no buffer? That's a very good question. You could always turn the tap on lower. You know what I mean? Or, better yet, you can get yourself a flow meter from Amazon. Get yourself one of these little baddies. Stick it on the customer's tap. Open the hose up. Start turning the tap on. Get it to around about 12 litres per minute, which is what that machine requires. Or 11, is it? I can't remember. And then just plug it into your machine and give it a go. They're only about 16 quid, 15 quid. That'll probably be the easiest way of doing it. As long as you've got a tap that you can adjust the flow. Because if you put that on full whack, chances are you're going to pop a hose or something. There's going to be so much pressure built up behind it. And also another thing to say about when you've got too much water pressure, we get it a lot with our crap low pressure hose reels and fittings and stuff, our brass fittings that I hate. If you've got really good flow from the customer's tap, over 25 litres per minute, most of the time my pressure washer's using less than 20 litres per minute, and so the tank's full. It's got all this backed up pressure from the customer's water supply because it's really good, really strong water flow. I pull the trigger on my machine so the float valve engages and starts filling the tank up again, and because I'm still washing, it's constantly filling up and dropping down but below the limit of the float valve, so it's constantly engaging and disengaging the float valve. And because you've got so much backed up pressure, the hose reel is wobbling like this, engaging and disengaging because it's full of pressure, and then suddenly it's not, and then it is, and then it's not. It just like blows apart all your fittings and stuff. It's like, it's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for a flooded van, that is. And it's happened to me more times than I can count. It was happening to me today. And I was only getting 19 litres per minute from the customer's tap, which is brilliant. Brilliant, that is. It's fine. Absolutely perfect. But it meant, because I was using about 130 bar with my flat surface cleaner, I was probably only using like 14 litres per minute, 15 litres per minute maybe. What's the best inspection camera setup for gutters? I don't like inspection cameras for gutters. I'll be totally honest, I don't think they're good. At the point where you need an inspection camera, I think you should have ladders anyway. I think ladders are better than an inspection camera. And at the point where you can't access something with ladders, the inspection camera is probably out of range. They're usually within like 10 meters of Bluetooth range from your phone. As soon as it gets past 8 meters, your connection starts to get really bad, to the point where they're just crap. Even an action camera like this, I can use this as an inspection camera, but once it's outside of Wi-Fi range, you can either use Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Once you're outside of that Wi-Fi range, it becomes unusable. The best way to do it would be to not connect it to your phone, not use it as an inspection camera, just connect it to your pole, start recording, and then send it up, and just film a video and then bring it back down. But at that point, you've sort of lost all functionality of an inspection camera. You've got no live feed. You sort of have to do your gutter vacuum, do your best, and then set the camera back up again. You've got no live, you know what I mean? I don't think they're ideal. If you're planning on doing, if the reason you're asking about inspection cameras is because you're planning on doing gutters from the ground only, and you don't want to get up a ladder, I don't think it's possible. I would say probably 50% of jobs, 50% of gutter clearing jobs, there's at least one block down pipe on the property. Because if you consider most of these most of these gutter clearing jobs, I'd say probably 10% of them are maintenance visits where the customer says, I haven't had my gutters cleaned for about, for a couple of years. I don't even know if they need doing, but I should probably get them done. Those are like the proactive customers that get ahead of the problem. And generally, those customers aren't the ones that are in like high foliage areas. They're just doing it to sort of maintain their property and make sure they've got gutters that flow. The ones where you're going to get the most calls are when you've got lots of overhanging foliage, there's loads of moss on the roof. You can already tell whether the gutters are going to be full because there's moss on the roof, and that moss gets picked off by the birds and it rolls down the roof and it fills up the gutters. Some jobs you can get a good gauge of whether they're clear by the time you finish vacuuming them out. Some of them you can sort of tell by how smooth the vacuum runs down the gutter line and how easy it was to sort of press down into the downpipe. And you can also like drop the vacuum head into the downpipe and just listen at the bottom to hear whether there's flow. And you can get like a little leaf or something and just put it into the bottom of the downpipe to see if it gets sucked up the pipe. That's a really good like way of flow testing downpipes. But I reckon there's 50% of these gutter clearing jobs that have at least one fully blocked downpipe that you can't get. You can't honestly get with the vacuum. There's multiple reasons for it. Most of the time it's because the downpipe corner piece has been connected with a screw, and the screw's probably too long, and it's created a little shelf for all that moss to build up on, and then it starts to root down, and then you get this plant growing out the gutter, and you can't properly clean that most of the time with a vacuum. Doesn't matter how powerful the vacuum is, it's about access. It's about getting the pipe, the nozzle down into the pipe, and generally the angle's just totally wrong. You just can't do it. And so I would argue that on 50% of the jobs you need a ladder to get up there and disassemble the downpipe. So I would just personally invest in a good set of ladders, and that way you can go up there, take your photos with your phone, have a look at how bad they are, vacuum them, and then quickly run back up to check if you've missed anything. And if you've got two people like me and Jakey working together, we're quite happy. We take it in turns. We're quite happy having one just sat up on the ladder, just watching, just guiding and saying, no, back a bit, back. Yeah, you've got it. Okay, come on. It's so much quicker to just do it like that. So much more efficient, so much easier. And you can get back up there at the end of the job and take the pictures again. Would a drone be better? Again, it's like something else that you've got to sort of control and then land and sort of park up while you carry on vacuuming, and then you've got to send it back up again to check if you've missed anything. It's just a ball ache. It's just so much added time. It's cool. It's really cool. But you're adding so much time onto the jobs by doing that sort of stuff. And if you want to be hitting like 5 or 6 gutter jobs a day, some people are doing 10 gutters a day, 10 properties a day. If you want to be hitting those numbers, you can't be messing around with drones. Sussex Pure Wash, sorry, welcome. Jake, why can I get the same product off Thermoseal cheaper from Wilkinson than I can from Pure Seal themselves? Are you talking about Smart Seal or Pure Seal? I think you can get it from like Homebase and stuff. I do remember someone said the other day that it was cheaper in Homebase than it is on the Smart Seal website. I'm not sure. I am not a representative of Smart Seal. Don't come at me with those questions. I can put my flow meter on half. I can put my flow meter on and half turn the tap to bring it down, so long as it stays consistent. Yeah, I would do that. I had a job where the conservatory with no ladder access, GoPro saved the day. Conservatory with no ladder access. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's fair enough. if you literally can't get yourself anywhere near. I mean, that's the point in having extendable poles on your vacuum sometimes, isn't it? Because you can't get up there. You can't get over the conservatory to actually get to the gutter line. So even if you were clearing the gutters by hand, you wouldn't be able to get to that section because it's over the back of a conservatory, for example. In that situation, an inspection camera would be helpful. Although on those jobs, when it's like a small run, it's like just the back section of gutters and it's over the top of a conservatory and there's no way I can get a ladder up there. Most of the time I'm clearing them anyway, and you get a feel for whether they're clear or not. Does anyone know what I mean about that? Where you're sending the vacuum sort of forward and back down the run and you can tell whether they're clear or not. A wired endoscope. Isn't that what they stick up your bum at the doctor's? I use a GoPro, never really had to go up the ladder apart from checking downpipes, do 4-story buildings. GoPro works a treat. Sean, are you like streaming it to your phone over the Wi-Fi? Do you make your phone like an area connection sort of thing, and it connects to the camera via Wi-Fi? Because it's not. I think a wired connection would be cool, but the cable would have to be really long, and the cable would have to extend out with the pole as well. I just paid for a van wrap today, booked in for the 23rd of July, also travelling down to PWS to get the van mount system. Bank account hates me. Andrew. I mean, yes, you're investing in your business at the end of the day, aren't you? I wasn't so fond of the idea of sign writing a while back, because when I sign written my smaller van, I didn't feel like it made any difference to the amount of inquiries I was getting around the road when I was sort of at the customer's house. I thought, I've never really had a neighbour get in touch with me. If I hadn't like leafleted, my expectation is, right, I've got the van sign written, they're going to be looking out the window and they'll probably take a picture of the back of my van, so they've got my number, and then in a couple of weeks time I'll be going and doing a quote there at some point for the neighbour, and it just never ever happened. So I thought, like, what is the point in having the sign written van? Because it's not working. Now, you could argue that it was a poor design on the van. You could argue that. But then I had this one thing happened where I was driving through the town centre in Redditch, and this guy beeped me, and he kept beeping me for me to pull over. I was like, this guy's a nutter. Like, have I got something hanging off the back of my van or something? And he pulled me over and he went, oh mate, I need my driveway done. I've been looking for someone. Are you in Redditch, are you? And I was like, yeah. He went, I know this is a bit weird, sorry, but like, I'm desperate to have my driveway done. I want it like I want the tarmac sealer. Is that something you do? And I was like, yeah. He went, see, van sign writing does make a difference. I was like, have you been reading my mind? That was the one time when I've had like a clear van sign writing definitely works. But I don't know, it's like, for a small van, it's a good like 300 or 400 quid for basic sign writing. If you want it fully wrapped, it's going to be like thousands of pounds probably. And I just could never work out whether that investment was worth it or not. But I think a good design, anything that builds your brand identity now, I think is really good. I think brand identity, there's that figure of a potential customer needs to see your name or your logo 5 times before they'll buy from you or something. You know what I mean? They'll need to see you pop up on Facebook, then they see your van out and about, then they need to be like reminded like 5 times before they'll actually purchase something from you. I think brand identity is a good thing to chase. So things like uniform, van sign writing, your leaflets, your colours. I think colours are like really important. Having your own colour scheme. Brand identity, again, I think it's like very important. I read that one. What safety equipment would you use for safe working up ladders if you don't have someone to hold them? So I've got these little ladder mates, which I think are really cool. They work really well. Oh, it's a ladder mat, not a ladder mate. On Amazon. These are really good. You can pop them off this little frame here, so if you just want more grip, they're good. But if you've got uneven surface as well, they're really good. Like that, I suppose. Although you wouldn't really catch me doing that, but whatever. These have saved me since I've had these. I've probably used them on maybe 50% of ladder jobs. 50% of the time when I'm taking the ladders off the van, I'm probably pulling these out. Just to add that little extra bit of safety. With regards to any other sort of safety things with ladders, I've also got off eBay, I only got this one because it was orange. We've got a ladder standoff. Oh, I'm desperate for a wee. I'm going to be back in a sec, I'm sorry. I'd normally play an advert now, but I've not got one on this computer, so sorry, I'll be back. Sorry about that. Fastest pisser in the West. Where's my orange ones? Oh, they look a lot like these, I suppose. Just a ladder standoff, and it means that you can just sort of put your ladder on the roof safely instead of leaning them up on the gutters. So the ones that I've got are really bulky, and I've got them on my triple ladders. So now my triple ladders are so heavy, it's a bit silly really. But these are really good for not having to lean up against the gutters, especially when you're doing gutter clearing work, or for us when we're getting up and down onto a roof to do like a roof scrape or something. These are super useful. They just push you away from the gutter line. You can put them underneath like the soffit as well, if you don't want to go all the way up onto the roof, and it just pushes you back away from the wall, which is really useful. You can get them cheap. I think that's it with regards to like ladder safety. I don't like tie onto anything or stuff like that. I like to keep myself mobile. I want to show you a picture that Rich sent me today. I hope he doesn't mind. He was doing, I think, one of his first tarmac sealing jobs today. One of his first ones. I can't remember if he's done one already or not. But he was doing this, and he rang me and he went, "How can I get tarmac sealer off like block paving and tarmac?" I was like, "Oh, is it like spilt down the drive?" And he said, "Oh, my rollers like ran down the drive." I didn't really understand what he mean, but because it's because it's a steep drive, he's like put his roller down and it's made its own way. It's like just started running away, and it's got all this on the tarmac and on the block paving. Luckily, when this stuff's pretty fresh, you can like, if it's been more than about 30 seconds, normally less than 30 seconds, we carry a damp cloth around with us now when we're doing these jobs, because inevitably you're going to touch like a downpipe with the roller, or you're going to touch a bit of brickwork or something. And that having that damp cloth on hand, you can literally just dab it. You don't want to sort of rub it in, you just dab it. And you can get like black sealer off of almost anything by doing that. But after it's started to set and it's gone a bit dry like this one has, you can still pressure wash it off, which is what he did. He managed to just pressure wash it, and that looks perfectly fine now, which is cool. I thought that was worth sharing. I'd say the Interceptor is overkill. I don't need to have the commercial, never need a third motor. I don't know what an Interceptor is. Is that a type of vacuum, is it? I don't want to mess around. Didn't want to mess around with a generator. I've lost it. Didn't want to mess around with my generator. Would mean taking the day off if it's raining. Not necessarily. We still do gutter clearing in the rain, but we've got like gorilla buckets where we can generally you can find somewhere to hide the generator where it's dry, but for the vacuum you can sort of put a gorilla bucket hat on it and it will still allow it to sort of exhaust and breathe while keeping it dry. You got to keep the extension reel dry as well. So you could do the generator somewhere dry and put the extension reel from the generator to your vacuum, so you've got a bit more versatility with it. Smelt seal. My generator is in the van and I knock £10 if I'm using the customer's power. You knock £10 off the bill if you're using the customer's power? Why? That seems weird. That seems like you're sort of downselling yourself. I think sometimes it can be more awkward to use the customer's power. If you have to like send it through the kitchen window or something, that's costing. I know it's only a couple of minutes, but it's costing time and it's costing convenience, and you're sort of having to faff about, and then you need to talk to the customer. You need to like knock on the door and wait for the customer so that they can go and unplug it for you and stuff like it. I don't like that idea personally. Pure Seal doing next day delivery now, which is good. Yep, I saw that the other day. Cody. New ones use Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Oh, okay. Right. Seeing the prices though for next day delivery, the cost of delivery is as much as 3 20-litre hypo barrels. Oh really? Is next day like considerably more? I mean, it's cool to be able to offer it, but yeah, you got to pay the premium, I suppose. 100% need ladders. Got a camera and used it once, never again since. Easier to get up and have a look at the start and the end, plus it's more fun being up high looking at the views. Yeah, fair enough. I feel the same. I used to work in the ditch, did you? Plot twist, after all, he thought it was too expensive. What are we talking about, Regan? Oh, you worked in Moonsmote. Angus, welcome. My last business had it wrapped and worked wonders. Back then it cost about 1.5 grand. This one is slightly bigger van. It's 4 grand. Some people spend 4 grand on the van, let alone the wrap. I don't know if I could do that personally. I mean, you're investing in yourself, you're investing in the business. If it's going to bring you £4,000 worth of return business, then fine. Like on commercial sites and stuff, that might be useful, but you're going to be doing a lot of work to try and make that money back. Surprise Soap's ring wasn't orange, to be fair. I considered it, and we also considered it as a colour for the wedding as well. Are we all invited to the stag? Yeah. I'm thinking about doing, because I'm not drinking, and I don't particularly like clubs and going out and all that sort of stuff. I think I'm going to be doing a camping stag do. So Rich, if you're watching. Dan Jones, if you're watching. Who else? Harry, if you're watching. I think we go camping I think we'd try and do a bit of fishing or something. I think that'd be sick. You better have soft washed those hands. Ladder mitts. Ladder mitts. What's a ladder mitt? I'm guessing glove. Oh. Oh, those things. I guessed totally wrong. These little dingers. Most ladders have got a bit of rubber on the end of them anyway, haven't they? Do these stop it like marking? You know, sometimes you have to sort of rest it up against PVC or cladding, or has anyone ever rested a ladder up against the window? I haven't, and I don't suppose that's a good idea. But I've put it against sort of cladding and PVC and stuff like this before, and I have noticed sometimes it leaves like a little black mark that you can't get off. I've sort of done the gutter clearing, and then I've gone back over to sort of do the PVC wash, and that little black mark sort of didn't come off. I've had that occasionally. Would these stop that? Because that'd be a good idea if they do. Definitely didn't wash his hands. You got me. Chris, welcome back. I've had a gutter break. Stand off all the way. I've had a gutter break. Oh, okay. I mean, I've had gutters sort of pop. I've had the clips pop. But sort of on your way down, if you can try and sort of pop them back in, usually it works. It's fine. But I have had clips sort of pop in. Hypo in the soap dispenser. Eye bolts for ultimate safety. On ladders? Ladder eye bolts. Yeah, nah. Look at this guy. He's already up the ladder to install the eye bolts. I would like to install some eye bolts to rope onto with our harnesses to do roof cleaning. I'm thinking something like this would be amazing for roof scrapes. That's the idea, isn't it? That you tie the ladder in. And I get it. I mean, we're around the property. We're up and down so frequently in different positions. This just would not be time effective. If you had to do this on every gutter clearing job, you'd only get round like 1 or 2 jobs a day. You couldn't do the sort of volume that, if you're a full-time gutter clearing business, there's no way you're doing this. It's just not feasible. This is what I mean, that I was talking to someone on Facebook about it the other day. Someone commented on my Facebook page on the roof scrape that we did, and said that we need to work on our safety. And I understand this image is provocative in the way that people are going to look at that and think, what are they doing? But in actual fact, I would argue, unless you're an absolute donut and you're walking around the roof with your eyes closed, there's no way you're falling off these flat roof sections. We're not extending out to get to these bits. We've got poles. So we've got you can see how Rich has got his scraping pole there. So you don't need to lean off of these flat roofs to get to any of these positions. The flat roof itself is like at least a couple of meters wide. Look at that. Unless you're being totally irresponsible. People said, the chap said like about guardrails, or you need to work on your health and safety and stuff. I would argue, and I did argue, that a tower, setting up and moving a tower around this property and working from a tower increases risk more than accessing these flat roofs like this with the triple ladders, ladder standoffs. I would suggest that putting a tower up and working from a tower is more risky than doing what we're doing here. I would say that a cherry picker adds another element of risk, unnecessary risk. It's not even a cost thing. I think one, you wouldn't get a cherry picker around the back of this property anyway, so you'd need a massive one. Then you've got telephone cables to consider, just the general access to go up and over the top of the building. The way you're going to have to contort yourself to sort of hang out the basket to get a good angle to scrape is going to be unsafe. Full scaffolding on this job is just not feasible, not financially feasible. And the guy come back to he come back and sort of said, financially feasible doesn't come into consideration when you're talking about safety of your employees and stuff. And it's like, it does actually. It absolutely does. If you're going to put full scaffolding around this property to bring us up to the gutter line and guardrails on these flat roofs, you've got to be talking at least $1,000 onto this job that the customer is just never going to pay, particularly if they're getting multiple quotes. I wouldn't want the customer to pay an extra $1,000 to have unnecessary scaffolding put up. In this picture, I can see this isn't particularly the safest, but we ended up swapping this ladder out for Richard's. This was the start of the job, and we swapped that ladder out for one of Rich's roof ladders that have got the cat ladder thing that goes over the top of the roof and hooks on. So I get it from this perspective. That's not ideal. Too much of a harsh angle. If that slips, whatever. What were the other options? Full scaffolding, cherry picker, tower. Yeah, at the point where you've added full scaffolding onto this job, you might as well not quote for it, because you're either not going to land it or you're ripping the customer off. So I just disagree with these guys coming in and screaming health and safety. And of course there's things we could be doing, but like harness, where are you going to put, is there an anchor point? I don't think there's any anchor points on this roof to put ropes and harnesses. You could take some of the tiles out and maybe this is what I want to learn how to do. Is I'm guessing it would be remove tiles and bolt onto the rafters. I think that would be the most ideal scenario. And then you each have a rope, you each have a harness and a ascender on the harness to get you up and down the roof safely. And then you could do, it doesn't matter about the pitch of the roof then, you could do a super steep roof at that point. And you could walk on it and scrape it safely. You could even pressure wash it. Then you're going to get the people saying you're going to crack tiles by walking on them. And we've walked on loads of roofs, as long as you know where to put your feet on each tile, because each tile's different. They've got different points of breakage. These are really fragile. These little, I thought these were clay when we quoted the job, but they ended up being concrete. But with the bigger sort of square tiles, you know, bottom left hand corner where they overlap, if you were to tread on that bit, it's just going to ping the corner off. If you tread sort of further up onto the top of the tile, it's you're never going to break a tile. I don't know. It winds me up when people come in and scream health and safety. It's like, well, you're not suggesting an alternative. You're just telling me I'm being unsafe. It's like, okay, great, nice conversation. A few bags of sand under the foot ladder. Yeah, that's a good idea. You can get magnetic signs way cheaper than wrap. Yeah, but they look crap most of the time, don't they? Let's be honest. Strap a Slazenger umbrella to... Yeah, you can get an umbrella for your vacuum. That's a good idea. I've got 160,000 views on TikTok the other day. It took me 27 minutes to pull up the first block in a block paved drive. And the video made a slug. The video made a slug look fast. I don't know what you mean. Congrats on the views, by the way. Jake, did you use those bags before that lets the water run from all the sludge? Did you use those bags before that let the water run out from the sludge? Yes. The white woven polypropylene bags from Screwfix. 50 litres. Yeah, we still use those. I charge less for using my own generator in comparison. Oh, do you? Do you actually? Oh, thoughts on Sausage Fest for Stag? It's a good idea. I've got a small van, so don't always take out my generator, so I have it in my calendar if they are allowing to use power. Really? Yeah, I suppose if you're not carrying your generator around all the time, you sort of need to know at the quoting stage whether you've got access to power or not. Yeah, that's fair enough. Was referring to the bloke who flagged you down in the van. Regan, I can't remember your last message, mate. It's so long between messages because I'm trying to hit everyone. I'm sorry, mate. My van wrapper's 420 quid. I think mine was 150. No, my first one was 150 because it was a friend of the family. And then the second one was less than 300 quid, I think. Which generator would you use that can run 3 motors? I don't know. I've got the little one that runs my Panther. I haven't got a generator for the big one. They do stop marks on PVC. Oh, that's good to know. Anyone have any blue marks from your high pressure hose only after using hypo? Skyvac, have to use them on every job. I don't know whether those two messages are related. Yeah, hypo does seem to be a factor when it comes to whether your hose marks or not. If you've got your hose line in hypo, it does seem to have an effect. Maybe it dries out the outer layer or something. It makes it easier to rub off. I'm not sure. Also, vibrations will do it, but really, every hose is going to mark. As soon as someone brings a hose to market, not mark it, market to the market, that doesn't mark, and that is remotely affordable. It'll be expensive, but it'll be, if they can make it kind of affordable, that'll be the latest, hottest, most bought piece of equipment, I reckon. I think AC pressure washers said that they have supplied them for laboratories, I think. I can't remember what they said. But they're really expensive. They're like, I think he said over £100 per metre, or some £120 per metre for actually non-marking hose. Sorry, Jake, but you're wrong. Takes 1 second to slip, trip, fall. I mean, yeah, that's your opinion. You can say I'm wrong, but that's fine, mate. Simple solution for all your problems. They're called easy decks. Same principle as a ladder with detachable handrail for when you need it. Harness attachment point. Ooh. Easy decks. What's this then? I can't work out how... Look at that bending in the middle. I can't work out whether this looks sketchy or whether it looks really good. Is that an easy solution to my problem, or does that just add loads of extra equipment and it's still going to cause me access issues? You know what I mean? Safe access solutions. What's this guy doing on the roof? Fragile roof access. Oh, that's cool. You can sort of lay it out on a roof, and you're using the spread of the thing to sort of take the weight. Yeah, I mean, could you do this on residential properties reliably and regularly? Boardwalk, open mesh walkway. These are commercial buildings, aren't they? Solar panel access platform. That's pretty cool to see. That's the picture that intrigues me the most. Like at this point, you can see they've got all the eye bolts in the brickwork and stuff. At this point, is it not easier just to get scaffold installed? It looks like there's like a lot to go wrong here if you make one wrong move. I feel like the time and it looks like it would be difficult to set up and like potentially unsafe to set up. Let's have a look. Oh, does it roll up the wall? That looked like it was on wheels then. Oh, it rolls up the wall. That's pretty mad. Would you guys trust that? Setting that up yourself? Would you trust it? So for me, the reason I talk about towers, for me, feeling less safe, you know, at the point where you're climbing up this ladder with these what are they called, the outer sort of rails, what are they called, guard rails, climbing up this ladder with a guard rail in hand, and then climbing to the top with no guard rails to set this up. I would argue that that process in and of itself is more unsafe than us standing on a flat roof. Just the process alone of getting this equipment up to the gutter level and setting it up. The same with a tower. When you're building a tower and you're carrying the equipment up to the top of the tower, just the process of assembling that tower while you're on the thing and it's sort of shaking about and it's going back and forward, and it's like the whole thing just doesn't seem optimal to me, and it seems less safe than this. But someone will look at it on Facebook and think, oh, well done, he's got a tower there, he's doing that properly. And then they'll look at this and comment saying I'm being irresponsible. It's like, I disagree. I totally disagree. You not use a tower, Jake? I've used towers loads of times, and also like some towers are so rickety and unsafe. It surprises me, some of them, of how much play and how much movement there are in all the fittings and stuff. And it's like, how is this safe? Even at half height, it's like, how is this safe? Let alone going as high as you can go. Usually agree with you, but it can't be more safe than a tower if used correctly. You're not supposed to be hanging over the edge. I agree. It wouldn't make economical viable, but HSE would have your pants down. I mean, we're not hanging over the edge. You know what I mean? The lower bit was done from a ladder, and the upper bit was done from the flat roof. You're not hanging over anything. And we're using extendable poles, so you don't need to hang. And I disagree. I don't think a tower is more safe. I just don't. Regardless of whether you're, doing it properly, if you've had the training, there's just more. you're introducing more risk. There's more to go wrong. I don't think we're going to agree. Like, I know this is like a hot take and stuff. I get it. I totally understand. It's just my opinion. Rules are rules, safety first. Yeah, but I mean, every roof's different as well, so it's all good saying rules are rules. I don't think that's a very good argument, mate, to be honest. Customer absorbs the cost of the safety. It wouldn't be you doing the ripping off. Again, the customer wouldn't absorb the cost because they just wouldn't book me. They'd book the next guy that's not getting full surround sound scaffolding. The customer doesn't absorb the cost. They just find someone cheaper and you never get the job. The screaming health and safety is mainly because it takes one health and safety worker to be called to see what you're doing, find other shit of you. If you're employing someone, it gets even heavier. Doesn't matter how safe you are, the law doesn't care if it's not their way. Yeah, I understand. I understand the law regarding it. The amount that get complacent in roofing ladders, and it's just that is why women last longer. Definitely use a tower unless there is absolutely no space to fit. Then the ladder has nowhere to slide off either. So again, it's like, what about those situations where you can't, there's no access for a tower, there's no access for a cherry picker? What are people doing at that point? Let's say there's no access for a tower, no access for a cherry picker. The cost of scaffolding blows the job. It's not going to happen. Does the customer just say, right, I can't get it done? Or what's the alternative to that? Can anyone give like an answer? You know what I mean? Like an actual answer rather than just sort of beating around the bush. Might get some, has been looking at those flexi buckets, drill a small hole into the water out. Yeah, the gorilla buckets with holes in, that looks like a good method. I've seen people do that. Evening, Richard, you're right, mate. It's all to do with your unloader. Craig, who are you talking to? Are you having a different conversation? That ain't the one. See if I can find a link. Oh, okay. You won't be able to post a link in the chat. Did I look at the wrong product when we were talking about the roof access? This one's called Easy Deck. That's simplified safety. Lightweight and compact, quick and easy to construct. So they're not tied onto anything there. This guy's not tied onto anything either. Oh, he is. Yeah, that one. No, it's not. That's actually just the A-frame of the bottom of the thing. You're telling me that's safe? That's safer than just a normal ladder on its own. Oh god, it's a lot of equipment to go wrong if something does go wrong. Oh, the unloader that causes vibration to make the marks. Yeah, it's not always just the unloader, but that will contribute, yeah, the vibrations. Just use 2 ladders with some scaffolds. Jake, mate, it's not about what you would argue. It's HSE covering your ass and following the guides. You will be devastated should your employee be harmed. Yeah, I agree. In terms of your last comment, I'm on your side. If you're feeling safe and do it safely, then cool. We all do what works as long as you know that health and safety will pull you up on anything. That's where the risk assessment comes into it. Yeah, I mean, also you've got to consider, I post almost everything on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and stuff, so you guys are seeing everything that we're doing, and I can guarantee, I know it makes no odds whatsoever, and you're going to say, oh, it doesn't matter what everyone else is doing, but 95% of other people in the industry are not going to the point that we're going with regards to safety and stuff. Guarantee. There's 5% of people out there that are doing everything by the book and they're working really well, and those are probably the people that are targeting commercial work, and they're sort of being forced to do things the right way because it's dependent on whether they get the job or not. But I guarantee 95% of residential exterior cleaners that are, you know, getting up on roofs and all that sort of stuff, they're not posting stuff on Instagram and Facebook, they're not posting stuff on YouTube, and they probably wouldn't because they know they're not doing things by the book. Oh, Sean, I'm sorry, mate, I can't do it like that. Everything's automated, so yeah, I'm sorry, mate, I can't. If it's on paper, they play ball. Drone cleaning, yeah, you could try that. I stand on flat roofs and dormers. Every job is risk assessed with the safest method used. I work in commercial insurance for 20 years. You can work safely without a tower. Steve, I'd love to talk to you about that sometime, mate. I've worked in commercial insurance for 20 years. You can work safely without a tower. So that's sort of just, I mean, it doesn't blow everyone else's argument out the water, does it? But it certainly contradicts a lot of what other people have been saying. The impression I'm getting from other people is the only way to do it is from a tower. The only way to do it safely is from a tower. That's the sort of impression I'm getting. Else the HSE is going to come after you. I would love to learn rope access stuff and how to traverse a roof. I just haven't found I haven't found a course that's appropriate for like our line of work. Anchors, lifelines, rope access anchor. So this is all big commercial stuff. It doesn't really apply when it comes to like residential, because these are all flat roofs up really high. Indoor fixed cable lifeline roof, again commercial. Fall arrest blocks, deadweight anchor, harnesses, lanyards. Temporary lifeline kits. Webbing lifeline. How would that be used? Would that be from fall arrest block? I think these are, you put like a cherry picker over the top, wouldn't you? And then attach this to the cherry picker. No access, move on to the next one. See, Rebler, I totally disagree. That's such a closed-minded perspective, I feel like. If there's no access, you just can't do it. I mean, if there's no access that you would deem, well, it's either you can't get a cherry picker, you can't get a scaffold tower, and full scaffolding is not feasible for the job, then just no one can ever do that job, and the customer doesn't get. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense at all. What's the point in what's the point in a cat ladder if it's not designed to hook over a roof? You know what I mean? There's definitely ways of doing stuff. Scaffolding is the solution when the customer can afford it, or they just get it done regardless of health and safety. If there is no access, they wouldn't have solar panels on anyway. I see what you mean. If you're cleaning solar panels and you can't get up there to clean them, they wouldn't be there in the first place if there's no access. A high-end trade ladder, well footed, correctly used, is a very versatile tool, says Steve, who's worked in insurance. Most people I see doing chemicals don't even have a mask on. True. A lot of people quoting HSE who's actually done their courses, who knows their policy wording inside and out. Oh, Steve, I'm starting to like you more and more. Falls from height is the biggest killer in construction. Let that sink in. Jake, what's the big announcement, brother? We've launched an app. It's for Android only at the moment on the Google Play Store. It's called Upsell. Helps you out with your pricing structure. Quickly and easily put quotes together. Keep track of all your customers and how much they're spending with you. Export PDFs. I think it's going to be like a really versatile, powerful little quoting tool. It's not a CRM. It's not got any calendar integration or anything like that. It's designed to be simple. It's called Upsell and it's on the Google Play Store. 7-day free trial. You can give it a go, mate. Got a quote on Thursday to clean and seal 300 metre square worth of roof. Going to be spenny. Clean and seal the roof. That's interesting. Like, are you going to use like an airless sprayer on that? If so, Sean, how are you traversing the roof? Are you doing it in line with HSE? Are you going to post it on Facebook? Is everyone going to judge your methods? I'm just being silly now. I'm sorry. Big difference with sole trader uses versus themselves versus an employee. Yeah. Sorry, I read that wrong, but yeah. When it comes to what you allow yourself to do versus what you ask an employee to do, the law is very different on that. Which is why I wanted to get Jakey a iPath. Because when it was just me, I was happy with my training that I got, or sort of, it wasn't training, you can't call it training, it was more like a rundown that I got from the hire place that hired the tower, hired the cherry picker to me. But when it comes to whether your employee can use that equipment, you need to be able to prove that they've been adequately trained. Do a poll. How many have a PASMA course and use towers? How many have HSE course? How many have their iPath? First aid at work? Fire marshal? Yeah, I mean, if we do a poll, people are they're going to fudge the numbers, aren't they, I suppose, now that they know you're looking at it. So, are you insured to scrape a roof from a cat ladder? My insurance covers me to work at height of up to 15 meters. And I'm with Howden. I went through exactly the sort of work that we do with regards to roof cleaning, gutter clear and all that sort of stuff. And so, although I haven't read the small print, I would assume that my policy covers all that sort of stuff because those are the questions they ask me. Are you trying to catch me out, Rebler? What are you trying to do, mate? Congrats, Pima, thank you. Advanced scaffolding ticket. Does the advanced scaffolding ticket allow you to install scaffolding? Because that's a good skill to have. But unless you're a full-time scaffolder, it's sort of a bit of like an odd one to have as a business owner, isn't it? There's so many different methods and ways to approach these jobs. And for someone to say only one method is safe without spending upwards of £1,000 on scaffolding just doesn't seem right to me. That doesn't. My wife has just cooked me dinner, a burger as a sandwich instead of a roll. With accordance to the HSE, what should I do? A burger as a sandwich? Oh, I don't think I've ever had anything like that before. So you've got normal bread, you've got slices of bread with a burger in the middle. That does seem... Have you argued recently? Is she done it intentionally? Is she trying to get back at you for something? Has she buttered it? Because part of me thinks I don't want a slice of bread without butter on it, really. But the other part of me thinks, well, I don't butter a burger. I think that's the biggest question, is whether it's been buttered. I'm not happy. Yes, mate, I'm a scaffolder by trade, but due to a bad knee, I set up deep blue restorations. Okay. Burger sauce is helping. Okay. Send my skinny pal up on the roof. Can't leave any little bits of moss as ceiling the next day if win the quote. Are you scraping? I would consider... I've always been unsure about this. Whether sealing a roof, whether you need to pressure wash and biocide a roof to then be able to seal it, or, I mean, some of the results we've got from scraping roofs, some of them look like they've been pressure washed, but I still don't know whether it's enough to be able to say that could be sealed. That roof could now be sealed. And I would have thought, if you are just scraping it, I'd like to give it at least 6 months to allow the biocide to do its thing, to start to cleanse the roof, kill all that moss off, or any remaining roots or liching or whatever. It'll kill it within about 10 minutes. It's like a contact killer. But to actually cleanse the roof, it takes a little bit longer. It takes some weather cycles. So do you need to allow that to happen before you'd be able to seal a roof? Or could you literally do it next day? You know what I mean? I'm trying to find the roof we did that was like, it literally looked like it'd been pressure washed. I drive past it almost every day and I think, God, that literally looks like we've washed it. Now that the biocide's done its thing as well. Actually crazy. Don't ask about tickets. Asthma, IPAF, all categories. Asbestos licensable. Removal. Telescopic handler. IRATA, level 3 abilizer. Abseiler. Working at height, first aider. Abrasive wheels. SSSTS. Nibosh. Jesus. Empty exterior cleaning, going in ham with the tickets. That is that's a lot of days. That's a lot of courses. It's a lot of course days. And this is the most important topic: butter on bread. You're not buttering your bread anymore, Darren. You got to butter the bread for a sandwich, surely. Plasma only show you how to erect boss towers. My towers are DIY. I do mostly commercial. The requirements are insane. I can imagine. Craig, you've picked a fun time to have left. My towers are so much better than the boss ones. No, mate, just playing devil's advocate. I've pulled all the stunts. Just want you and the boy to be safe and legal as absolutely possible is all. I understand. I appreciate it. I think I'm playing devil's advocate as well. I'm sometimes I think people get given unnecessary stick. For safety, and some people don't consider that actually safety has been considered. They've done a risk assessment, and the conclusion is this is the way they want to do it because that feels the safest. And it's like, well, just because you wouldn't approach it that way, does it mean it's not safe? I know what you're saying about how the HSE will do what they will do regardless, but I don't know. You missed the re-roll. We're going Rams mad here. Talking about Rams, I just paid for that again, Steve. My wife just heard you talking about her burger sandwich. I'm not even getting beans on toast tomorrow. Jake, please can you Google HSE roof work? Scroll down to roof edges and openings. Okay. Safety in roof work. Free PDF. Do I need to download the PDF? I've not seen this before. Writer, what are you doing? Thank you so much. That's unexpected and unnecessary. And you haven't even put a message. That's very cool of you. Thank you. What was that in aid of? What have I done to deserve that? Other than tell everyone in the industry that health and safety doesn't mean anything. It's not what I'm saying. No download, it's on the website. Oh, bollocks. Is it this one? Is it this one? Health and safety in roof work. HSE roof work. Roof work. Assessing all working at height. Roof edges and openings. Falls from roof edges occur on both commercial and domestic projects and on new build refurbishment jobs. Many deaths occur each year involving smaller buildings working in the roof and domestic dwellings. Sloping roofs. Sloping roofs require scaffolding to prevent people or materials falling from the edge. You must also fit edge protection to the eaves of any roof and on terraced properties to the rear as well as the front. Where work is of short duration, tasks is measured in minutes. Properly secured ladders to access the roof and proper roof ladders may be used. Flat roofs. Falling from flat roof edges can be prevented by simple edge protection arrangements, a secured double guardrail toe board around the edge. It says can be prevented by simple edge protection. Is that saying, I think what you're getting at is this is a requirement. This is like a legal, I suppose, legal requirement to conform with HSE. The way that's worded doesn't sound to me like it's a requirement. Can be prevented by simple edge protection arrangements. Sloping roofs require scaffolding. Where the work is of short duration, properly secured ladders to access the roof and proper roof ladders may be used. Require is a word that is used. Require. Sloping roofs require scaffolding. But then it's also said where work is of short duration, properly secured ladders may be used. So that kind of contradicts the word require there, doesn't it? Don't read it. No, you can't be negligent. I mean, it's also like interpretation. I think me and Cody are interpreting this differently. This looks like guidance rather than enforceable, law. Safe access requires careful planning. Typical methods: general access scaffolds, stair towers, fixed or mobile scaffolds, mobile access equipment, ladders and roof access hatches. Typical methods. So that's not saying you must have scaffolding. It's what they use to nail you to the cross. Short work is less than 30 minutes. They're referring to the likes of Sky installers. I don't know, I think, Cody, I think our interpretation there is slightly different, mate. I'm under 6 foot. All work is short work for me. I will have a read of this website when I'm, in my own time. And also, just one thing to note, this is specifically home industries construction safety hazards. We don't do construction, we do cleaning. I understand the need for potential scaffolding if you're doing construction on a roof or around a roof. You know what I mean? It's not just there for your safety. Scaffolding protects people below also if you drop something from the roof. Yeah, that's one element of scaffolding, yeah. But you can also drop stuff from ladders, you know what I mean? Just because it's a benefit, it doesn't mean it's something you must have in place. In health and safety guidance, it will say as far as practicable. You're not going to put up £2,000 worth of scaffolding to change a £5 roof tile. That's interesting, Scott, because that's sort of what I've been leaning at the whole time, is like expensive scaffolding to work on a roof for half a day when you need multiple different access points all around the property, and the cost of scaffolding just blows the job and just doesn't make it feasible. It's like, of course you'll do it another way, else you just don't do the job. I think I'm going to go because my neck's really hurting, and I was up until 2 AM editing this video for you lot. This new video that I've just put out, spray painting this driveway. 2 AM. And then the song that someone sent me on Instagram got flagged for copyright. So I had to, today when I finished work, I had to delete the video, edit the video, re-upload it with a new song, cut the bits out, change it around, make the beats match up, re-upload it so that it was ready for 5 o'clock on Monday. So I feel like I wasted a lot of time last night, and I'm knackered. I feel like I've been in this chair for like days, so I need to go. Please watch my videos. Please consider trying my app for free for 7 days on the Android Google Play Store. Free for 7 days. Make sure you cancel if you don't intend to keep going, else it'll start charging you £5 a month. But please try it if you can and give us some feedback. I think some of you might find it very useful. I use it. I think it's great. If anyone is interested in the Moasure, you can come and spend the day with me on the Moasure Live Demo Day on the 1st of July. That's next Tuesday. And come and try the Moasure out. You can book your slots, 2-hour slots here. You can just book it on moasure.co.uk. Hopefully I'll see some of you there. That'd be cool. Good opportunity to give it a go before you, if you're not sure whether it's going to work for your business or not. I think it's a nice little opportunity. It's a free day out as well. So, Night All app downloaded, and we'll watch the video. Oh, thank you. Revive and refresh. That's very cool. You got trademark on the name? No. Night all, speak soon. Thanks, Jake. Take care. There's another system called Upsell that offers the same. Can see them closing you down. I don't think it's been updated for a while. I don't think it's an active app. Yeah, it's last updated over a year ago. Only 5,000 downloads. I doubt they've got the trademark to it either, to be honest. Terrible cherry picker, yeah, that's a thought. I haven't checked, mate, no. Thanks for watching, everyone. Guess what I'm buying? Yeah, thank you, nice. Thanks for the support. Have a good night, everyone. See you in a bit.